Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we are going to be giving you guys an update on the day one recap for all of the G2 KvK matchups that have been announced thus far. I also will be showing you the updated stats for each of the matchups that I was finally able to port over, and we'll go over some of those in the columns for disclaimers in a moment. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up because it helps out a lot. Also, if you want to get access to this information, which is on the public sheet for the community, which I'll be porting over all this data probably later today at the earliest, as I said yesterday. All you got to do is join the Discord. Link to that in the pinned comment description down below. Once you do join the Discord, you go to reaction roles, CallofDragons. It's going to be the one here in the middle. You go down to where it says CallofDragons as the header. You go to COD data stats, and it's going to be this one here. You can pin it, save it, bookmark it, favorite it. I'll be updating it regularly. Okay, here we go. Starting bottom up. Now, disclaimers, I should state, this is, at the moment, this is like a 1 billion plus. I understand that this says top 300, and I probably should just do 1B plus power. And this is also not excluding 15 mils. So, and I should update this because I think I pulled this data on, I'm trying to think right now. I think it was on the 6th that we pulled it for just the powers themselves. So again, just wanted to make that clear for everyone because I know some screenshots were being shared yesterday, and I do explain it in the beginning of the videos. I will be getting an updated scan from Fuzzy. He confirmed with me on the 16th when the KvK starts for the G2 pool. I will then be doing an updated video where I'll be filling in all the columns like I usually do to give you guys more of an advanced stat look like we typically do. So we'll be look forward to that. I will as well. Okay, here we go. So, first matchup, this is in the strongest KvK, which is now the new record. So, SOS 2-4034 or 34 is where, again, the matchup, from what we know is confirmed, is BTX Echo RFF going up against RAC SSG EIS. These are what the power numbers look like. If you also want to look at comparisons here between total T5s, which you can see there's 46 more on the BTX Echo RFF side. On 100 mil pluses, there is, what is that, 2652 more on their side, or on the RAC SSG EIS side, right, along with having about 500 mil, 450 mil more power. Now, there are, again, we'll maybe do a deeper dive into this matchup and kind of go over, because there is so much, I don't know if I want to say drama, I'll just say there was a lot of emotions, a lot of discussion, and posts that were being made on the Gen Discord yesterday. It was absolutely bonkers, the amount of activity. So we'll probably talk about that later. But again, right, this will also come with images. Second matchup is going to be Luno. We got Luno BDO NF57 TF versus TFS WB8 ROG. This is SOS2 4035. So you got about 3 billion more power on the TFS WB side. For total numbers here, we got plus 25 more 60 mil pluses. And then on the 100 mil side, we have plus, looks like 37, if I can count right. Yeah. That we have, oh, sorry, that's 40. Right? No, maybe it is 37. I'm tripping. 40 would be 06. Yeah, so 37. 47. No, oh, sorry, it is 47. I can count. So 47 more 100 mil pluses on the Luno BDO and a 57 side. So, I mean, based on this matchup on paper, and I would say along with the EIS Echo one, if you're just looking at it at face value, it doesn't look that bad. One of the things you often hear us talk about is that on one side, we want to see more overall general power, and we want to see more total T5s. And on the other side, we want to see more 100 mil pluses, right? Just to try to even it out. But we don't want the numbers to be super skewed. I would argue having 47 more 100 mil pluses is more valuable than, or is maybe a little bit more than the 25 plus the 3 bill power. I would have maybe liked those numbers to be, I would have liked maybe for the TFS WB RG side to have a little bit more power, maybe a few more, a little bit more T5s. So we'll see. Again, it feels like it leans a little bit Luno BDO NF57 to me. And keep in mind, when I talk about that, we're talking about like final zone matchups, right? Because obviously they're not going to do a 3v3 in zone 2. That should obviously go without saying. Okay. Next group, this is SOS2 4036. Here it's GG. I'm sorry. I have to make a disclaimer here. This is not an official matchup. Again, I just ended up parting it like this for whatever reason. I'm not saying that this is even if you're looking at this, the matchup actually isn't like that solid, because I have a note here. Coco I had reached out to, and he confirmed with me, or I should say they confirmed with me as of yesterday, last night. No matchup has been confirmed here yet at the time. But if you're looking at the total power here, it's 116 bill, almost 117. There's 1,142 total T5s, 538 100 mil plus players. Okay, when we go to the next matchup, this is 4037. This is UHA A2G ED versus WGL 25IW BNR. Now here it's 57-7. So you got about 3 billion power differential in favor of WGL 25IW BNR. And then we have, it looks like 42 more total T5s plus the 3 bill power. And on the other side, it's 63, excuse me, more 100 mil pluses. That seems to be a little steep in favor of the UHA A2G ED side. Again, I not to say that this is awful, but I feel like it almost feels like there's a little bit more of an advantage already on their side for the 3v3 and the FZ, just based on that. But again, we haven't looked at all the matchups ourselves, right? Maybe that just could have been the best one. Okay, let's look at next one is 38. This is 3321 SW BXS versus IWG NWE QOD. You have plus 5.3 bill in favor of the NWE side. We have, I believe that's 19 more T5s in favor of the BXS side. And then you have what I think is pretty steep here is, what is that, plus 80? It looks like, so 80 more 100 mil in favor of the BXS side. Now, if you're comparing that against 5.3 billion power, I don't know. I would still give the edge, if not a decent advantage, on the BXS side, because that is a pretty significant amount of 100 mil plus players, and they also have just more T5s in general. I just don't know if the 5.5 bill, to me, just seems like it's a little bit too small to go on the other side. So to me, it almost feels like maybe they could have came up with some better pairings for this as it pertains to the final zone. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Again, it looks steep. It looks steep. Okay, next matchup, 4039. This is DBB, MFD, POTC versus SG97 Law and FG. We have plus 6, it's, I guess, 5 really, like 5.1, 5.2 billion in favor of the Law side. We have plus 25 T5s in favor of the MFD side. And then we have plus, what is that? Actually, this is plus 40. Excuse me, 60. No, it is, yeah, it is 60, right? Yeah, 64, yeah. So plus 60. 100 mil pluses in favor of the MFD side. So having more T5s, having more 100 mil pluses, do I think that is close to the 5.1, 5.2 bill that they have? I would still give the advantage over on the MFD side. Not to say that it's overwhelmingly, but I would say that it is a decent advantage similar to the previous matchup. All right, next one we have here. This is 4040. And this is IFAP, HOUW, WAO versus NXW, RNW, and HWG. Now, this one is a 3.4, 3.5 bill power differential in favor of the IFAP team. We have 56 more T5s on the IFAP team. And then we have 34 more 100 mil pluses. So, I mean, clear advantage on one side. I would argue, I wonder if they could have done something to basically have a better final zone 3v3 dispersion. Because again, I just feel like this is just too clearly advantageous to one side, at least as we always say on paper. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one for 4041, AC 05DK VP22 ARC K211 Dawn. I don't know the matchup yet. I do have a bunch of DMs I haven't gone through yet because I just got back from taking my mom out for Mother's Day, and we had to drive a decent ways because I booked it a day before. What can I say? But we still found a nice place. She was actually really happy and surprised, so I'm going to take that as a W. But with that in mind, somebody could have told me this matchup already. I just haven't gone through my DMs yet. But this is who's there. Those are starting positions. 86.5 bill, 747 T5s, 150, 100 mil pluses. Getting to 42. This is also a matchup I have not confirmed yet. This is Beck, Pay to Win, AXT Laws, EX, GPX, and 4042, 72.7 billion, 721 T5s, and 149, 100 mil pluses. All right, next matchup. Now, I should state for 4043, from one side, which is the FUDK Seal side, they are a team. It has been told to me that I think from SHPZ and SPA here that they did not agree. So like this wasn't like a majority agreement where everyone in the KvK voted and said, okay, these are the teams. Apparently those three made a team from what's being reported, I should say. And SPN, SHPZ did not agree to the teams, even if it may end up being the teams that play out. I do want to say up front, or I want to say at face value, even if this was the matchup, this is not bad. You have a 0.2 or 200 million power differential. You have 15 more T5s on one side, but then you have 5 more 100. I mean, it couldn't, I don't know. I almost want to go out on a limb and say, like, this is on paper the most balanced and fairest matchup so far that I have seen, and what could be maybe in the entire G2 pool. Like, it looks pretty darn good and sexy. So I'll say that on the side note. But again, I just want to make sure I put that disclaimer out there, right? Because that's what I'm being told. And this is me. This is from leadership, from management on these two alliances that told me that. Okay, let's move on. 40-44. In this matchup, it is H2F, AVIC, DTF versus 1UP, GD, K95. Here, we have 26.4, 30, so about 4.2 billion more in favor of the K95 group. We have plus 50 T5s in favor of the K95 group, but then you got plus 25 in 100 mil pluses in favor of the DTF group. Now, this to me is closer on paper for some of those numbers we want to see, right? You got a little over 4 bill power. You got plus 50 T5s, but then you just got the 25 100 mil pluses. Now, you might still give it to the 25 100 mil pluses, even if a little bit, but this is closer in what we want to see for one side having more power, more total T5s, the other side having some more 100 mil pluses. This is, and I like this. I feel like this is a little more balanced than some of the other groups we've seen that have wider margins. Okay, let's move on. 40-45. This group, Artix from GRZ, I reached out, confirmed with me, at least as of yesterday. And as I said, if they told me any matchup updates, I just haven't gone through my DMs yet. But at that time, as of last night, it was not confirmed yet. So this is GRZ, PX, GDW, LPG, Uno, and VKG. They're at about 55.5 bill, 360 T5, 6600 mil pluses from data that I manually pulled on the 6th and 7th. Next one. This matchup, from what I understand, is confirmed. This is Noobs, Snicks versus Kong, ASC, TBS, D&D, and 4046. Now, I don't know. I laugh because I feel like there's nothing else to really do here, respectfully, of course, which is just that I don't know how the Diplo went down. Does this feel, at face value, that this appears to be a Diplo win? Absolutely. Could it have came down to where Snicks and Noob just said, look, we're just going to try and pull off the BDO Echo play and 2v4 everyone? Okay. However, they're not the two strongest kingdoms that are in the KvK, right? I mean, on paper, you could argue, TBS and D&D. Maybe you argue TBS Kong or maybe D&D Kong, right? If you really wanted to do some kind of a 2v4. So I don't know what went down here. One report I heard from someone was that, yeah, this is a Diplo win. They just stacked one side, but I don't know because I haven't reached out to anyone myself. Again, and the person that I saw post something was just kind of a general comment, right? So it wasn't someone in management that I verified. So I don't know what went down. Let me state that. Okay. Next group, 4047. This one I don't think has been either. Let me see. Oh yeah, I reached out to some people already. I'm waiting to hear back. So this is BDO20, SVR, AMZ, WTF, ERA, and TOC. Starting positions, they're at 49, almost 50 bill power, 541 T5s, 80 to 100 mil pluses here. Then we get to 48. This one is bananas. So a few people confirmed this with me, and apparently what they're doing, from what I understand, I should say from what was initially told to me. And as always, right, if there's any corrections, just please feel free to shoot me a DM or let me know in the comments. It's they're doing 3 teams, right? And it's team here, and team here. So it's 3 teams, and they're doing that up until the final zone. And then once they get to the final zone and after, they're going to switch it up and I believe do 2 teams is what they're going to do. That's from what I understand. And I'll give my thoughts on that maybe later. But shockingly enough, if you look at the map, it's not the worst thing. I mean, you're guaranteed statue fights. You're guaranteed zone 2 fights. Everyone gets a safe zone 3, but you're guaranteed zone 3 statue fights and the cross zone 3 pass fights as well. And then obviously the FZ fights, right? So it is an interesting approach if you think about it. But again, I just wanted to show that off. So on the sides, it's Riven, LOC, SN, SSL, and then on the other team, YBD, OF, DAU, CFN, and then SIP, 262, OPB, and GOA. At the moment, you have I feel like the stronger teams maybe could be the ones that have a little bit more 100 mil pluses, right? So maybe it's the YBD team, the SIP team at 35, 37, because they're pretty even if you look at total T5 numbers and 100 mil plus numbers. Power, obviously, it's about 1.8 bill, a little more in favor of the SIP team. But then you have 51 to 50 more T5s, and you have a lot more power, right? You have about 9 billion more, and then about 11 billion more when comparing. So, right, maybe having 25 to 23 less 100 mil pluses isn't that bad when you think about that from compensation on just having more general power for the Riven team. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, again, it's going to be an interesting watch no matter what, right? Okay, 4049 we got here. This group has not been confirmed yet. I reached out to some people. We got PHTM, MIB, HT, WR, S2AK, RRR, WAR, 54 RP, SWAG, NWS, IME, and WB. They're about 77 billion power, 421 T5, 70, 100 mil plus. Again, some like lower to low mid tier as far as power kingdoms. 4050, I think we got 3 more groups here. This is a lot. So again, this is more like this is like a lower tier group that you have. But again, we're going to give shout outs regardless, right? VH, NS, DWO, HBX, TGV, PACT, Tepper, PP. You got me to say that. TBD, good job. BBO, WIC, FTS, CFRA, COTC, AG, Horde, SHWA, DNM, and GXL. 72.5 bill power, 295 T5s, and 17 100 mil pluses. Next one, this is 4051. This group is actually a pure split down the middle. So on one team, you got AW, AFK, HSD, NXSC, SC, yeah, RE, I think, or double dot. OCE3, CHTA, OCOR versus OGC, GTA, EXAL, God, DGN. It's nice to see God's on the team for once. Prop, Dusk, Sin, and BLZ. Now, power-wise, it's pretty close. About a bill separation. When we look at numbers here, you could argue a little bit more of an advantage on this GTA side, where you got 35 more T5s, and then you have 17 more 100 mil pluses. But again, it's a lot of kingdoms, so I mean, it should be fun to watch. The last group is 4052. I don't know. If they don't have any stats here, it means that they didn't have a single alliance over 1 billion power, right? That means they were all under 1 billion power. Sorry, let me be specific here. Because I manually pulled this, these were kingdoms, I believe. Now maybe they don't have over 1 billion power, but these were kingdoms that I believe got added in that didn't register. Let me be very specific there. So I probably will have to go through them and see and pull some stats on them. That's just the only reason that there's not any stats here, because these were kingdoms I believe that did not register, but that also got assigned to Winter is Upon Us. Again, just to be clear there. So I'm very careful with my word choice and selection. But that is all of the matchups as of where I left off last night. So about what, 14 hours ago or so, 12, what was 12 hours ago? Yeah, so like 16 hours ago, right? Give or take from where I left off. I will be collecting and updating this again today. So I'll probably come out with another video maybe tomorrow on the 12th to go over what more matchups, and or once all the matchups are finalized. Is probably when I'll do the next video, is once all those are done. Now, if there's any, again, updates, changes, you want to give feedback, share your thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. And then, of course, for matchups, I do recommend reaching out to me on DMs, because I have to hear from someone who's in management just to confirm that, right? Just to kind of do some due diligence on my end. But that's what we got. I am excited for a number of these KvK groups. And yes, people have been asking me, am I going to do this for Calling of Courage? Again, if I get the time, I will. I know I've stated already, it's easier for me to do the main group as far as kind of pulling the stats and data, so it doesn't kind of branch me off in a bunch of different directions. But again, if I get some time, I will. That's it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you guys later.